Our transportation secretary with this prediction back in September. Let's just say that the tea leaves didn't really pan out. Take a listen.
Do you think this issue will be sorted in time for the holidays?
I think it's going to get better by the holidays. We're really pressing the airlines to deliver better service.
Jimmy Failla, host of Fox Across America, is here with me now. Delighted to have you here.
Hey, hey.
Hey, hey. Southwest. Oh, my goodness.
There's never been a better time to own an airport bar. Like, if we were going to look at this as optimists, I mean, that business is booming. And I also, I do have a lot of empathy for the people stranded. I just want to give them this note. I know a lot of people personally who wish their flight got canceled so they didn't have to see their family. Okay?
Well, how about this? They get flown somewhere, whip out their bags,
it's
trapped
absurd.
in the middle, no medicine, where's the car seat?
Make no mistake about it. It's infuriating for multiple reasons. One, obviously, the travelers are getting screwed. But two, they paid for the screwing because we gave these airlines billions in taxpayer-funded relief during the pandemic.
Right, but it was limited. They weren't allowed to use it for, like, this stuff that might help.
Whoa. Just so you know where Southwest's priorities are, they're the first airline to restore paying dividends to shareholders. They're the first airline to announce that since it's expired, they're going back to paying 18 cents a share because they're not looking out for the passenger because they don't have to. Because this administration, when they say things like, you better shape up or else, what does that mean to Southwest? Nothing. They're not going to do anything. I mean, what recourse do we really have?
Right, that's the thing. Where's the teeth? I found this report from NPR over this summer where Pete Buttigieg had actually had his flight canceled right after he had a meeting with the airline CEOs over this operational problems.
Yeah, because they don't take this administration seriously. The only thing I would say, though, is yes, there are a lot of missing bags. Don't necessarily blame Southwest. It could be a member of the Biden administration just trying on your stuff. I mean, you don't know these days. But the point is, yes, the taxpayers are getting the business. And as always, this is typical Biden administration. They're more concerned with them than they are with you. Meaning back in September when this first mess started, a lot of people would say because of maybe the vaccine mandate caused pilot shortages and staff shortages, Buttigieg said, what? It'll get better. What is he saying now? Hey, you better do better. But what is he not doing? Delivering for anybody who actually needs his help.
All right, well, major shift in topic now.
Hey!
Wild woke college classes popping up all across the country. This one's pretty wild. Take a look. Here's just a few of the courses from this year that have sparked some backlash. Remember, people are paying for this. Tuition paying for The Problem of Whiteness at the University of Chicago. Angry White Male Studies at the University of Kansas. Porn, of course, at Westminster College in Utah. And Queer Dance at the University of Hawaii at Manoa. I mean, honestly, some of these sound kind of interesting, and I might attend some of those. You know?
Well, listen. The nice thing about the porn class is if you get a bad grade, at least you'll know how you can change it at the end of the semester. Hey-o! There you go. We had to have one. But here's the reality. Colleges are becoming woke, racist daycares. And that so much of their energy is put into teaching you to hate white people. Think about the course title, The Problem with Angry White Males. Can you imagine a world where you had that course in regard to any other ethnicity? They would be burning down the campus, and maybe rightfully so, because it's outwardly racist. But that's who runs these colleges now. It's just racist perverts.
Well, I was having college flashbacks when we were talking about this topic, and I was required to, I was going to say forced to watch The Unbearable Lightness of Being back in college. And it's described on Rotten Tomatoes as exploring sexual mores, yada, 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 but it blends the political and the erotic. And, this was more than 20 years ago. So, I mean, sometimes college courses, or even just one part of a college course, intentionally pushes the envelope, creates discussion. How unusual is this?
But that's not what this is.
Like, is that?
No, the point is
strange that.
That's perverts, okay? We have to call this what it is. Hey, we'll all get together and watch porn. Like, first of all, who's paying to watch porn? I did a little research for this study, and apparently it's free all over the internet. This whole time I didn't know.
All right, wait, we've got more. Another topic. Critics are calling this New York Times poll a major fail. It's called You Can't Say That, or Can You? Turns out Americans aren't really feeling all those politically correct updates to the English language. 84% say they still say master bedroom, despite claims that it's rooted in slavery. A majority say they don't use the option of primary bedroom, of course. 86% say they're fine using pregnant woman. Just 34% actually say birthing parent. Wow. The term Latinx getting absolutely no love here also. Only 22% say they go with that, and 86% say Hispanic's just fine. One more, 81% say Asian, while only 27% say AAPI, the more inclusive acronym, which stands for Asian American Pacific Islanders. So here we are on woke language specifically. On what's appropriate now and what's not.
Which is absurd, because all of this language was created not by members of these ethnic groups, but by white people who are trying to divide us amongst racial identities, as opposed to just treating treating us like people. My neighbor, okay, you talk about the AAPI thing. Okay, my neighbor is Chinese. Do you know what he wants to be called? Michael, because his name is Michael.
I was like, I'm
he doesn't
guessing his
care
name.
about the labels. Like when you see the survey on Latinx, 22% say Latinx. Yeah, the other percentage of people, 86%, are actual Hispanic people who think that term is absurd on its face. And when you start to degender language, okay, which I think is the most ridiculous thing of all, it's always been a tyranny of the minority, number one. Number two, it's always erased women and demonized the biological differences between men and women. But another reason people oppose it is just on a superficial level. Okay, really think about what it does to pop culture. Do you want to watch a Pretty Woman reboot called Pretty Person? Do you want to watch Motley Crue sing thems, thems instead of girls, girls, girls? No, none of it's grammatically correct. None of it's anything we ever wanted to embrace as a society. It was just a grievance. We'll change the language and tell anybody who doesn't like it they're a monster.
Jimmy, it's delighted to see you. Thank you so much for coming
it's
on.
great.
Happy New Year.
You're the
See you in
best.
2023.
Rock and roll.
Hey everyone, I'm Emily Campagno. Catch me and my co-hosts Harris Faulkner and Kaylee McEnany on Outnumbered every weekday at 12 p.m. Eastern, or set your DVR. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page for daily highlights.